Welcome to Goodnight Robin, your someone to say goodnight to. I'm your host, Robin Rice. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Goodnight Robin, because I want you to know all the places where you can find us. So obviously GoodnightRobin.com, where we have much more than just the latest episode. But we're also on iTunes, Google Podcast, Google Play, YouTube at Goodnight Robin. Just search Goodnight Robin on YouTube and you'll find us now. You'll find me at Instagram at The Robin Rice. That's my personal account, but I do post also about Goodnight Robin. My Facebook is facebook.com/robin.rice. That's my personal page, and I'm full of friends. I can't take any more friends, but followers. We have quite a lot of followers there, and of course, I post a lot of things there, including about Goodnight Robin. At Twitter, you'll find me at @BeWhoYouAre, and on Pinterest at Robin Rice Inc., INC, Robin Rice INC. You can tell we signed up for these things at different times, and what was available at different times was different. So in any event, you can find me in all of those places, and of course, you will find that in tonight's show notes. Tonight, I thought I would pass on a tip from a TED Talk, and you can look up Hans Rosling, Hansrosling, and Ola Rosling, both together in this talk. And it talks about how the world is actually getting better. And I know you don't hear that. You hear how horrible it's getting, and I hear how horrible it's getting. But it was pretty cool. So, we know that media is a big challenge, and we're hearing through the media. But what he says is like we're primed for bad news. He calls it a devastating ignorance. Like we don't realize that we're being primed for the bad news. But he was like, I think he said floods and earthquakes. He kind of asks this question and says, is it double? Is it the same? Is it half? And it's less than half of the floods and earthquakes than we used to have. And I know that's not what you're hearing. And interestingly enough, if you hear that, do you want to believe me? Do you want to believe him? Or do you want to believe everything that you've heard and be in the negative drama? Because I know we kind of thrive on it sometimes. And I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to say, okay, well, much less than before. The number of women in school, women almost have caught up with men, as opposed to there's hardly any women in school. Like that's a major thing in our world. That's a really cool thing. And poverty across the world is almost half what it was from 20 years ago. So I love this idea that we can challenge, is the news as bad as we think it is? What if it's better and we're just not hearing that part? And what if the little drama queens inside of us love telling the bad news, love sharing the bad news? And how many people, once, something bad happens, breaking news, you hear this big thing. It's like, oh, that's what I have to pay attention. This is important. But why let somebody else tell us what's important? I don't want someone else to tell me what's important. I want to think about what's important and consider it. Anyway, I thought I'd pass that on. Go ahead and take a look at the TED Talk. See if you find it inspiring as well. I know I certainly did. That's what I have for you tonight, my friends. I hope you have a wonderful night's sleep. Know that I'm thinking about you. As I send this out tonight, I am thinking about you. Sweet dreams. Good night.